days out, kind of crazy to say. So today is the start of the carb up. I'll throw up target macros for today, but just cooking up meal number one, a little bit behind, but kind of got everything laid out that will be taken down. And then in addition to those macros, we are hitting 325 ounces of water. Surprisingly not enjoyable to do that, but for breakfast, just gonna run through it real quick. 2 whole eggs, pasture raised. You can see those on the screen. Do have 125 grams of cage-free egg whites. We'll be doing quite a bit of honey today, as you'll see 30 grams of honey, just simple carbohydrates. 8 ounces of some just organic sourdough, and then we'll be doing 1/3 of a tube of Zip Fizz. This kind of serves as my pre-workout. It's kind of like a powdered multivitamin, and then has a bit of caffeine in there. And then super important for when you're carbing up to make sure that you're transporting the carbs is electrolytes. So we'll be taking in like 1,300 milligrams of sodium today. So gonna be salting every meal, and then also with my kind of pre-workout, I'll throw in some salt there. But yeah, running a little bit behind. It's 8:39 a.m. I do have to work today, so gonna get this meal in. I'll catch up with you once everything's kind of prepared. And we'll get a quick leg workout in, then come back and get to work in the afternoon. All right, got meal number one in front of me, and then for the honey, gonna throw some of that on the sourdough toast as well. May include it with that Zip Fizz too, just pre-workout. Essentially for the honey, just a super simple carb that I know is gonna digest well, so it's gonna allow me to get in the 500 carbs without having too much digestion issues. And I'll throw up the full meal up to the right of me and then pull up the macros for you guys, just so you kind of know what's going on. I'm gonna miss stuff, I won't lie to you. There's a lot to juggle during peak week, so bear with me. I'll try and get as much informational content into the video. And if, as always, with the prep series, if you do have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those down below. We are on episode 27, and I don't know if I mentioned it already, but we are 3 days out from stepping on stage to the OCB Lone Star Rising, competing in classic physique. So just super excited. The work's kind of done now. Just take as much stress off these next couple of days, really fill out the body, and hit the stage for the first time since I competed as a teen in 2019. You guys will have seen kind of the physique, the depleted physique, as well as the depleted weight in my lowest of prep. But kind of getting back to the full day of eating for carbing up, this first meal is 50 grams of protein, 141 grams of carbs, and 19 fat. And that comes out to 956 calories. So once again, gonna go ahead, get this meal in, and then I'm gonna head to the gym, get just a lower body pump session, nothing special at all, just get some blood through the muscles, kind of break a nice light sweat, and then I will catch up with you guys for meal number 2 or post-workout. All right, meal number 2 is in front of me. You guys will have seen some posing footage and some humble lighting. Now also I did do just a leg pump session, so the legs are washed out a bit, but definitely physique is filling out nicely with essentially in that first meal more carbs than I ate on my full depletion day. And if you're curious what that depletion day looked like, definitely check out the prior episode in the prep series. But meal number 2 will be on screen for you guys. 200 grams of banana, 30 grams of honey, and 300 grams of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Really looking forward to this meal. Super easy to digest, and that's a huge key for these carb up days in general. Want to make sure I'm digesting all the foods well, and kind of like a golden rule I'll say is don't introduce foods you're not accustomed to or haven't been using throughout prep. Everything I eat today, outside of the honey, I've had in since the beginning of prep for the most part. So just a good keynote there. You'll know what your body agrees with. And then I know Stan Efferding's big on it and the whole vertical diet side of things, but for digestion, really gonna just get some steps in after each meal. And we are tapering out cardio today, so no structured incline treadmill, just 8,000 steps is the goal. So just gonna have like 1,000 steps after each meal, and got some in this morning. And then as always, we're plugging along with the water to make sure we hit that 325 today. In 4 macros for the meal, and then up to date, this meal in particular is 32 grams of protein, 83 carb, and 0 grams of fat, and that's 437 calories. And then running totals for the day is 82 protein, 224 carb, and 19 fat. And caloric total is 1,393. So just gonna enjoy this, get it down, and then I will catch up with you guys for meal number 3. All right, meal number 3 is gonna go down. Super excited for this one. 375 grams of rice, 5 ounces of chicken, and 2 ounces of avocado. And you'll see kind of the seasoning and salt up on screen as well. In terms of water intake, it's about 3 p.m. at like 220 ounces for the day. So got another 100 ounces or so to go in the next 7 hours. So that should be pretty manageable. And then for the macros, we'll get that pulled up for this meal, but just super easy to digest with white rice. We've brought down protein just ever so slightly today, and then brought down fats as well, just to aid in that digestion. So for this meal, 55 grams of protein, 111 carbs, and 13 fat, 810 calories. And then running totals for the day is 137 grams of protein, 336 carb, and 32 fat. So on really good track to get everything in. The carbs are assimilating well with the body. Just gonna keep progressing, really have faith in this first carb up day, and then we'll kind of assess things tomorrow after a good sleep. So gonna stick with the 500 carbs and just roll with it. And I will catch up with you guys for the next meal. All right, meal number 4 in front of me, and it'll be up on screen for you as well. And then in terms of the sourdough and honey, you'll just have to trust me. Did have that earlier on in the day, just kind of split up the carb numbers a bit more. And overall, very happy with the digestion, how we're looking. Real tests will be just allowing the carbs to assimilate overnight, kind of settle into the muscles. So just gonna roll with that 500 carb mark, and then kind of reevaluate things tomorrow morning, depending on how the physique has changed in terms of the progress photos that we've been taking. Just doing some light posing here and there just to keep an eye on things, but overall very happy with how we're looking on the carb up. And the big thing for me is just not to do anything too drastic. I didn't really have time in terms of conditioning and stuff for this first show to do a mock peak week. Even with that being said, I know I'm not coming in 100% to this show, but very happy with the progress we've made since 2019, which is the important thing. But not to get on a rant too much and keep this more of a carb up or full day of eating for you guys. The macros for this meal, including the sourdough and honey, is 62 grams of protein, 114 carb, and 15 fat. And that comes out to 820 calories. So for the day, we are at 190 grams of protein, 448 grams of carbs, and 47 grams of fat. So yeah, once again, just super happy with how things are rolling, in the high 200s for ounces of water as well. So just gonna keep rolling with the food and stuff. Got a couple hours of work left, and then we'll close it out for the evening with one more meal. All right, last meal of the evening. Got 100 grams of berries, 30 grams of honey, 200 grams non-fat Greek yogurt, and then 12 grams of 72% dark chocolate. That'll be up on screen for you guys. And a quick correction to the last meal, the corrected macros will be up on screen, but just totally forgot to log the fat-free cheese that I had with the beef and potatoes. But that'll be kind of corrected on screen. Just can't go back and re-video that clip to be the correct numbers, so go based off of what's on screen. And then with this last meal, totally forgot to do it, I will have all of my supplements as well as my creatine monohydrate. I know a lot of people like get weary of supplements and stuff last week, but honestly, whatever you've been doing, just keep it consistent. I wouldn't throw creatine in for the first time ever. On peak week, just like I wouldn't take out supplements during peak week. Just keep everything the same. Don't worry about it too much. And then with this meal, I will be finishing out the sodium, but just gonna give you a full rundown, the macros for this meal and then macro totals for the day. So 21 grams of protein, 52 carb, and 6 fat for this meal, coming out to 328 calories. And then for the day, the totals will be up on screen, but 220 grams protein, 502 grams carbs, 53 fat, and 3,351 calories. Overall, just super happy with how this carb up days went. First time being over 30,000 calories in quite some time, and overall physique is looking really well. Things are assimilating. Definitely still like have good hunger and thirst levels, not ravenously hungry like sometimes will happen, but also not super full or bloated at all. Digestion's been awesome. But yeah, that really caps it out. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, and made it this far in the video, really do appreciate you. Definitely subscribe to the channel for more prep content. That being said, as always, have a great rest of your day. Stay fed.